What's going on, people? Welcome back as always. It is finally the end of the semester. Finally just finished my last final. My God. But we have a major guest on the set. It is my honor to announce new NFL draft commit, running back stud out of CCSU, Nas Smith. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Nah, thanks for coming on. Are you kidding me? So you said that this isn't your first time doing one of these things. That's because you've been an all-star your whole life or something?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It's just, I like doing podcasts, talking about my story and stuff like that.
Right.
People reach out to me, and I always look out, it's a win-win for both of us.
So you're from New York.
Yeah.
What's the differences that you've seen between New York and Connecticut? How you liked it in Connecticut?
From where I'm from, it's not too much of a difference. I'm from upstate New York, Albany, New York. Shout out to the 315.
Shout out.
It's not too much of a difference. I mean, culture might be a little different, but other than that, it's a lot colder upstate, though. I'll say that. When it gets cold, during this time, it's definitely a lot colder. But other than that, it's not too much of a difference.
How far is Albany, right?
Auburn.
Or Auburn? No,
Yeah.
Auburn. I don't know.
Yeah.
I literally saw that before we started recording.
Yeah.
How far is Auburn from the city?
4 hours.
4 hours?
So it's like the same from going there to here and there to the city.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So how long have you played football for? Since you were back in Mighty Mites?
Since I was 5. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've been playing since I was 5.
And have you been a running back your whole life, or what else have you played?
Yeah, basically I played running back. First position I ever played in flag was quarterback, but in flag you play every position. So
Yeah, right.
It's I've been running back my whole life.
Have you played basketball or anything else?
Yeah, played basketball too.
What position?
Point guard.
Really? You get buckets?
I was more of a facilitator. If I needed to get a bucket, I can get one. Facilitator more, defense, stuff like that.
Do you have a favorite team?
Yeah, I like the Nets.
You're a Nets fan?
Yeah, I'm a KD fan. So
I'm a
KD fan.
Oh my
so
God!
I like
One of my best friends is the same way.
Mhm.
Nets fan. Why, KD? Because you don't just see a Nets fan.
Yeah.
That's a very written. No, when I say Nets fan, I mean back when before the KG Paul Pierce trade. Yeah, I don't know, but no, that's cool. And then before we were talking, you said that you grew up a Cowboys fan, so that's pretty cool. Shout out the Bengals. I mean, you shout out Dallas, but no, that's what's up. So I think the real question that people want to know is, were you named after Nas?
Yeah, that's what I was named after.
Really?
Yeah.
Your parents big Nas fans?
Yeah, they like Nas, but they just named me after him. They just named me after him. So
sometimes people, whenever they're named after something, they ironically don't even end up liking the thing. Do you like his music?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
cool.
would be kind of OD if you didn't.
Nah, I like him.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about your journey of getting into the sport of football, and then you truly realized that you had this passion and love for it that wanted you to pursue it. Because your high school was, because New York football. I mean, I shout out to Chiz. I had Chiz on. New York football is crazy.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize? Oh yeah, I want to rise above and take this to a whole nother gear?
So probably in middle school, I always had the dreams and aspirations, to make it to the pro. That's every little kid's dream.
Yeah.
But middle school really is when I really locked in. And it was if you want to make this your dream, you gotta. I had to lock in. My uncle Rob. He always, when I was younger, all my uncles really, but my uncle Rob, when I was younger, he used to bring us to the stadium. Me and my cousins to the stadium, had us run stairs and stuff like that. He used to make us do stuff that we really didn't want to do. You know what I mean? Do push-ups. Before we go to bed, do push-ups in the morning. If we don't clean up the house, have to do push-ups, stuff like that. So that stuff like that, it was just instilled in me, the hard work. At first I didn't know what we was doing, but now that I'm older, I'm okay, I know why he had us doing all this stuff. I know, you know what I mean? But so middle school is when I really was all right, I gotta lock in. You gotta go all in for this.
What grade in middle school?
7th grade, 6th grade. Yeah,
damn,
7th grade. Yeah.
So young.
Yeah.
No, but that's where you get these really good players from. They've been training at such a young age.
Yeah.
No, but that's freaking sick, man.
Yeah.
You, if I'm not mistaken, I pulled up your senior stats back when you were in high school.
Yeah.
1,800 rushing yards, 225 rushing yards per game, 22 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Are you a dog or what? Nah, like did you give out do you have a huddle by any chance?
We didn't have a huddle. It's called Digital Game Day, but I have a highlight tape on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what it was.
I gotta look at it because I remember when Chiz he came on.
Yeah.
He told me that he used to give people the crazy work, and I had to see it for myself, and I can't confirm he gave out that crazy work.
Right. Yeah.
Nah, but hey, you give out that crazy work too now, and then. If I'm not, so let me ask you something. So back in 2021, was that still affected by the COVID year at CCSU? Or, like, were you guys still dealing with anything COVID related?
Yeah. So we didn't play. We didn't play the year before in 2020.
Yep.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yep.
So like that whole season, like before
such a weird 2 years.
Yeah, and spring ball and stuff, we couldn't train how we usually trained, and like we couldn't do like a lot of stuff because of the COVID. We had to work out with masks on. You can only work out a certain amount of days. Certain amount of people can only be in the weight room at a time, and stuff like that. So it was definitely weird. And like,
did you guys also have to get tested constantly?
Yeah, wow. Every week I think
That's crazy.
So we had to get tested, and it was just a lot on everybody. Obviously, COVID. That time it was a lot. So especially for sports, but like for football, you need those reps, and we missed out on a lot of reps because of COVID during spring ball. So like the team chemistry, we didn't have that team camaraderie. We didn't have none of that. So it was definitely a difficult time.
Right. Do you have a COVID story to share? Like the craziest thing that happened to you personally during COVID? Because I feel like everybody went through their own crazy thing. Like, did you ever, like, how did you feel when they told people that they couldn't leave their houses, or they like you highly recommend that you shouldn't? You couldn't see friends, family.
I was like, at first I wasn't listening. I'm not gonna lie. Like I wasn't really, I was still seeing my friends, family. Obviously trying to stay away from and be like cautious of my grandparents and older people like that can get it, and stuff that happened to them. But I was still I was just like, I couldn't work out at the gym. So my grandma's garage, she has a big garage.
Shout out grandma's garage.
Yeah, facts though. Me and my friends, that's where we would work out at until we can get into a gym. So we would be working out in the garage. It would be cold in there too. Like during this time, it was cold.
Was this back? Did you have to do this
in the beginning of it?
Is this back? So is this still back in New York, or is this
back in New York? Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, back in New York.
Okay.
So, it was like this time. No, actually, it was like March, in that March time, but it was still cold. It's still cold, and it's in the garage, so like it's cold. But yeah, that's my story. Like working out in the garage, grinding in the garage, and staying with it, not just getting lazy, and just letting my competition beat me. That's all it was. Yeah.
What were your PRs back in high school compared to now? So let's go like what is it? We got bench, squat, and what is it? Deadlift or hang clean that they really worry about these days?
Probably hang clean. More.
Hang clean.
Yeah. So to be honest, I never was really a big a heavy lifter. Like I never been a person
like a power lifter.
Yeah, I never been that type of person. Like I'm strong, but like I never been like a heavy. So like I don't even know what my stuff was in high school. I know I'm a lot stronger now, obviously, than I was in high school. But yeah, I never really been a power lifter, like a heavy lifter.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you personally model your game after?
Nas Smith.
Really?
My all-time favorite player.
Because Dallas?
Yeah, and he's my all-time favorite player.
Yeah. No, that's respect. What about anybody
in today?
Current. Or at least that you look at and you're like, oh my God, like he's a dog.
So for me, I take a lot of things from a lot of people.
That's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like when I watch,
so
when I watch, like if I'm watching someone's highlight, like I'm always watching to find new things and new ways I can add to my game. So like I like how Zeke runs his power. I like that. That's why I like Zeke. I say like patience and stuff like that. even though he's not in the league right now, but Le'Veon Bell.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. I used to always watch his. Yeah, all his
he changed up the game of running for a little bit.
But yeah, so like those two is the ones I used to watch all the time.
Right.
Arian Foster, he's a sleeper. A lot
he
of
was
people,
a dog.
Yeah,
him and Matt Forte.
Yeah, Arian Foster. So those running backs right there. Those are the three that I used to watch a lot. Obviously Emmitt Smith, like I said.
It's pretty good company.
Yeah, I watched Derrick Henry.
Of course, who doesn't?
Yeah,
oh my God.
But yeah, I just try to see what other people do and just try to add it to my game if I can.
So so whenever you hear people breaking down like of any position in football, you hear quarterbacks, they can break down coverages and certain things like that. But more recently, now than ever, you hear that sometimes that people will say like running back's a dying position.
Yeah.
I disagree, especially now, because what I think is because the passing game. This is this is a little theory of mine. Yeah. I could be completely wrong, but who knows? I think that because the passing game is becoming such an attraction, with great receivers comes great corners.
Yeah.
And eventually, if you want to pass the ball, you got to earn it through the run.
Yeah.
Gonna have to do that. And along with that, sorry, I'm trying to cut you off. But along with that, so obviously Bengals fan. So Joe Mixon, shout out Joe Mixon.
Right.
He sometimes doesn't go in on third down. Why is that? Because Samaje Perine, who's also a dog, they trust him more as a pass blocker over Joe Mixon. So like people don't even understand that running backs, you guys gotta get into it with the linebackers too, and have that mental timer of when to, instead of blocking, release and go out for a route. Like there's a whole other element rather than just getting the ball and running and knowing when to follow your blocks, what holes to hit. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a lot more like people don't understand, like especially as you get older into different levels like the college level and obviously the pros. It's a lot more to the game as a running back than just running the ball. Like you got to nowadays running backs is in the pass concept. You know what I mean? Like you said, pass blocking. We got to be able to read coverages too because that depends on what route we can run, depending on the play. So, like, it's a lot more to it. Also, you got to be able to read the coverage because if they're in this coverage, you can see the safeties moving, and that means they're blitzing or this, you know what I mean? Right. So, it's a lot to it. But, yeah, like you said, if you have a good run game, that opens up the pass.
Opens up everything.
And if you have a good pass game, that opens up. So, you know what I mean? They complement each other.
Then it's GG's.
Yeah, so unless you have Tom Brady as a quarterback or somebody like that where you don't really have to run the ball and you can just throw the ball 45 times a game.
Yeah.
But you need a good run game in any level to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's this clip that sometimes SportsCenter will throw out. It was back when the Buccaneers won the chip. It was that season, and it was Brady going into play action.
Yeah.
And he fakes it obviously to Leonard Fournette, and he goes to throw it. But before he did the play action, he yells to him, "It's cover 3." Have you ever had a quarterback that's yelled to you what the coverage is before you even go out there? Or do you just that's got to be rare, right?
Yeah, it's definitely rare. But like the quarterback, that's the first thing the quarterbacks when they get up, it's pre-snap reads. They got the pre-snap reads. I definitely had quarterbacks tell me, okay, they might say what coverage is, but also be like, okay, watch the blitz because they're in this coverage. So yeah, I've had it a few times, but Brady is Brady. He's
of course
greatest quarterback of all time, greatest players of all time. So
have you ever played against a player that is a big-time college player right now or is in the league today? Because I feel like every New York player, at least they either have seen them play, like played against them, or they know a person who's played against them.
Yeah. So I played against no, I actually didn't play against him, but he's in our league, like in Syracuse area. Servassier Dennis, he's linebacker for Pitt.
Okay.
Yeah, linebacker number 7. He's good, really good. Stevie Scott, he played for Indiana. He played for. He went to the league. He's playing in the USFL now.
Wow.
So yeah, so like I played against a lot of good players. Yeah, there's been a lot I played against, and they've been making noise these past couple years and stuff. So
what's the biggest game you've ever been a part of?
Biggest game I ever been a part of, in my life.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or at least that you could say was the most meaningful?
Meaningful game? my most meaningful game. If we're gonna say meaningful game, it's when I wasn't at Central. I was at my other school before I came to Central. It was against the University of Rochester. A couple days before that game, my grandma passed away, and then my uncle passed away like 10 hours after her.
Wow.
So like,
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. It was like I had a heavy heart the whole week. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just dedicated the game to them, and that was probably one of my best college career games. 263 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
I didn't even play the fourth quarter. I came out in the third. So
wow, man.
Yeah. So that's all my all-time most memorable game.
Wow.
Just because of everything that went into it and everything what it meant.
That's crazy. So when you've been going to Central for what has it been 2-3 years now?
Since 2019.
2019. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've been there for as long as I've been there.
Yeah.
So 2019, and was that transferring from another college?
Yeah, another school.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so transferring to Central 2019, and then obviously we have that fall. It's all nice, and then COVID hits.
Yeah.
So and then we talked about how then that following year everyone's in a fog because I actually honestly like right now where we are in this moment in time is like getting back to normal.
Yeah.
I think we're there.
Yeah, we're getting back to
Yeah. So this season, pop off for I believe 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, rushing yards. Yeah.
So obviously show that you're a dog. Yeah. All right, and then recently, you told the world that you're going for the NFL draft. And let me tell you something. I am an NFL draft fiend. Before we had Joe Burrow and we were really bad, I was obsessed with it because we're getting the best picks. Right. So like, might as well learn the best players in college and stuff like that. And I would watch it from 1 to 7 and look at the undrafted claims. I love that whole process. Right. I think there's nothing cooler than seeing people close to my age. Well, honestly, even back in high school, so they're much older than me. But like seeing people go and achieve their dreams. Have you always been someone that's bet on yourself like your whole life, and it's kind of like that Snoop Dogg meme, like I want to thank me for believing in me type thing?
Well, I mean, like I definitely always bet on myself my whole life, you know. I always had doubters, people who didn't believe in me, but it wasn't just me. Like I'm not here because of me, so I'm not gonna just put it on me.
Yeah.
Like I obviously put in the work, but you know, it's God's plan all the time. Wherever He guides me, that's what you know I'm gonna go. But I got thank a lot of people, my family, the friends, people, everyone who believed in me, the trainers. It's a lot of people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So like, it's not just me that got me.
No, yeah, for sure.
Obviously my determination.
I'm just saying, like confidence wise.
Yeah, confidence wise. I that's the main thing in life. Like whatever you're doing, like if you lose your confidence, who gonna believe in you if you don't got confidence in yourself?
For sure.
You know what I mean? So that's why I always just try to keep my confidence. Even though there's days you might have a little self doubt here, but if your intuition is like no, like you're like you are you, just be you and just continue to do what you do.
Right.
Just
so
confidence.
Did you play at CCSU when Dolagala was there? No, so you just missed him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. I met him in person. He was a really tall dude.
His brother Jad.
He's on your team still.
He's my girlfriend. That's my boy Jad. Yeah.
Wow.
So
No, that's what's up. Crazy story. My very first CCSU game that I popped out to, I wore an Ocho Cinco jersey, and that was when Jake was on the Bengals, their practice squad.
Yeah.
And I wore it because I knew that, but like I had no idea. Like at the same time that his family would tailgate and just be at those games, and the family pointed me out and called me over and talked to me, and that was fun.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So. Let me ask you this, because I was a lineman back in high school, but it's funny as hell because we're practically like the same height.
Yeah. And
I'm sure you would not want me blocking for you. You see what I mean? Like that's how we had a small high school. I'm a lineman. Back in New York, did you ever have to like get over this? I don't want to say fear, but adjustment of having really big guys blocking for you against other really big guys, or was there ever like your stereotypical high school football, you got everyone that's like the same height playing every position, and then eventually it's like, I got big boys blocking for me now.
So in high school, There's probably only like 2 linemen on my line that were bigger than me. Or way more than me. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think the other 2 I weighed more than, or I was like taller than, or something like that. So like we went against some big people. But you know, I never really feared anybody. I never feared any team or anything. Because you know the line, they held their own. Even though if they were smaller, they still held their own.
Right.
And you know, just I don't really. It's not too many people that I really fear, not if any.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So like. Yeah.
So before every game, obviously everyone be bumping the music.
Yeah.
Got to get into the zone. What's on Nas Smith's hits or his playlist?
Yeah, so
what you listening to?
I really listen to like gospel music before the games.
What do you like, Cam Newton?
Like,
That's the most.
Because it's calming. Gospel music calms you down. Like, you know, I put in, like, I definitely got Meek Mill in there. Definitely have that in there. But I listen to a lot of gospel music before games. Or even, like, in your feeling music before games. Just because it calms me. Like, I don't like going into games and being all, like,
rah.
I like to
save
be
your
calm.
energy.
You know what I mean? Save your energy. Yeah. So, like, what else I listen? I listen to God Did before I walk into
God Did.
Yeah,
God Did.
By DJ Khaled.
Yeah, shout out DJ Khaled.
I listen to that before I walk in the stadium, any stadium.
That's
getting
incredible.
Off the bus, yeah. So that's one thing I do. But yeah, I don't really listen to a lot of like trap music before the games or nothing.
Yeah.
I like to be calm and stuff like that.
Would you say you listen to that music more when you work out?
Trap music and stuff. I still
gospel.
Yeah, but I mean, I listen to trap, like it's in my playlist, like here and there, a couple songs and stuff like that. But yeah.
No, something I learned, a player like Russell Westbrook, one of the most explosive players in the history of basketball, and everyone thinks he's a dickhead and he's rah-rah all the time. He listens to orchestra before games.
Yeah. Everybody got their different ways.
Yeah.
It's calm music. I'm telling you, that calm music.
That calm is
a lot of people think they need to be riled up before games.
Yeah.
And, you know, what you're doing is using up all your energy. When you just listen to calm, you calm. Feel me? You calming your muscles and all that stuff. So
Are you into anime by any chance?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been. Yeah,
man, I was about to say you had to like hide that spiritual pressure, but you don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever heard that term. That's crazy. You're missing out.
Yeah.
I mean, like never, no, like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto growing
I mean,
up?
I have, but I never like if my friends are watching it, I'll watch it, but I never got into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I never really been.
Have you ever been into like TV and movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I watch some stuff, but mostly I watch sports. I watch sports most of the time, or sports movies, sports shows.
So like what are some of your like favorite things you've seen or that you're like watching right now?
Favorite movie?
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights. I watch it before every game. Friday before the game.
The movie or the show?
The movie. I watch the show too.
The show is so good.
The movie. I watch before every game. The night before.
You ever seen The Blind Side?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's seen The Blind
Yeah,
Side. Such a good movie too.
Sure.
No, that's what's up, man. So let me ask you. Obviously, so how old are you right now? If you don't mind?
23.
23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 23, and are you about to graduate as well?
I graduated.
Was this your COVID year?
Hey, yeah, I'm in grad school now. So.
Oh no,
yeah.
good for you. What
Yeah,
are you majoring in?
My MBA. I'm getting my MBA. I graduated with a business management.
Wow,
degree.
good for you, man.
Thank you.
Way to get the education first. That's what's up.
Need it. It's important.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Get the education.
Right.
So what has it been like going through this process? Because now I'm sure you have to get an agent, and you have to deal with all this, and you have to like get your name out there, or at least like keep trying to promote yourself because obviously now like you're in like the business aspect of life right now. Like, has that been a little overwhelming for you? Has it been stressful? Like, as soon as you made the post that you're draft eligible, or that you're trying to get into the draft, was the support just so overwhelming? Like, I'm in the fire now.
Yeah. So like, crazy story is like when I first made that post, I posted on the social media, all of them, the outlets. And just seeing like the support like I have from people back home, people here, and stuff like that, it actually made me tear up because like when I was younger, like it's crazy, like this really, you know what I mean, like this what I dreamed of, this my childhood dream, to even be able to put myself in a position to say that I declared.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like this opportunity of a lifetime, and not too many people where I'm from have, if any, have even been able to say like I'm declaring for the draft, or have the opportunity to go through this whole process. So like the process, it definitely is overwhelming. Like even like overwhelming with all the people, you know, asking about everything, like the draft and this what's next and stuff like that. But you know, it comes with it. Like this is what I work for. This is what I want to do with my life. This is the career I want to have. So, you know, but I got a good support team. Like I said, my parents.
That's awesome.
And my uncles and my family and everybody, you know, coaches and stuff are trying to help me out, you know. So I just, you know, I've been making, like you said, you got to get your name out there. So making player profiles, sending them to people, you know what I mean? I got a bowl game coming up in a month.
That you're playing in?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
And there's some other stuff.
Are people going to be able to watch it?
Yeah, I believe so. It should be on something, some stream.
What bowl is it?
The Dream Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's in Texas. Awesome. Yep.
Oh, you're going to Texas?
Yeah, it's in Texas. So.
Oh my God. Sick, dude.
I'm just doing everything. And right now, to be honest, the biggest thing for me is just enjoying the process, enjoying the grind. Like, this is the next chapter of my life. This is what I wanted to. You know what I mean?
Everything that just happened up to this point is the prequel.
Yeah.
Chapter 1.
This is the next chapter. The whole, you know what I mean? Everything is new now. Now you got to start from scratch.
Yep.
The grind got to be a lot harder, different. So, like I said, I'm excited for it. And the main thing I'm excited for is giving the kids hope in my city. Like, you know, if you put your mind to, that's all, like, kids hope in my city, my siblings. That's really what I do it for. It's not really for me. It's for me, but it's really, like, you know what I mean?
It's a bigger picture.
It's bigger picture, way bigger picture than just me. It's not just about me. And that's how I just go about life. Like, it's not about me or you. It's about the next person that you can help out and have an impact on their life. So,
that's incredible, man.
Right, yeah.
So let me ask you, are they going to be doing, because, like, I don't know, obviously, like, CCC was in like Alabama or anything like that. So like, do you guys have any pro days? Are you gonna have to do a pro day down in Texas, or like how are you gonna do your drills and like send those numbers? Like how exactly are you gonna go about that?
There's some other combines and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not the NFL combine, but there's a national combine that I've been looking into getting into, stuff like that. But we are working on, like, the people who have declared from my school, working on, you know, either trying to get a pro day at our school or having to go somewhere else and do a pro day with them. But you have to reach out to their coaching staff, and you know, scouts have to reach out to them and tell them that they want you or to recommend you at that pro day. So you know, that's we just trying to handle all that right now and see.
That's what's up. Do you have a ideal number that you want to hit on the 40? Because everyone knows about the 40.
Right. For me personally, I at least want to hit a low 4.5. Or if I can get a 4.4, that would be great. Obviously, getting a 4.4 is great. Yeah. But a low 4.5 would be good. I think for me and what I want to hit, and that's the number I'm aiming for. But obviously, I would like to do. If I can get a 4.4, it would be great. But 4.5, low 4.5. If
a scout was looking at your tape right now over the course of your life, what do you think they would say your strengths are? And I don't want to say weaknesses. I'd like to say areas that need improvement.
Definitely my vision. My vision is an area that is my strength. It's always been my strength my whole life. Being able to see holes open up, you know, see cutback, stuff like that. And my strength too, power, like being able to run through tackles,
like falling forward, never falling back.
And also my IQ of the game. If I feel like it's good and has grown. Area that I probably would say I need to work on, probably, you know, just get more faster speed, you know, explosiveness. But I feel like I showed this year that I can have that big game breakaway speed a couple times. Also, you know, in-game speed. I can, you know, run away from defenders and stuff like that. But, you know, it's always areas you can work on. So that's definitely an area I have to work on my whole life that, you know, I always wanted to get faster, you know, so. Because
you've been a lead back your whole life for the most part. So now that you're going into this process, are you also going to have to, like, tell people, like, oh, if the case happens, like, I'll be the best special teams player there is. Like, whatever it takes to.
Whatever it takes for the team, you know. If I'm in the NFL, I'm in the NFL. Like, listen, I've been the underdog my whole life. I had to work my way up.
Nothing's ever been handed to you, obviously.
It's all work, you know. So, like, everybody knows you go into the league. If you're not in that first round picks and stuff like that, you got to work for, you know what I mean, first couple of rounds. And our school we coming from, ain't nobody, like, we don't think we're going to be those first round picks and stuff like that. Even if we get drafted, undrafted, you got to work no matter what. Like, you got to work to earn your spot on any team. Like, it's not going to come easy. So, special teams player, if I'm a special team, that's great. I'll work my way up to be where I want to get to. But if I'm in the league, getting to the league is just, it's a blessing.
Yeah,
it's a blessing anyway.
Absolutely.
Making it to the league, that's a blessing no matter what. Or just having that opportunity.
Not for sure.
Yeah.
So, what has your schedule been like nowadays? Now that the season's coming, obviously you got the bowl coming up.
Yeah.
Do you wake up, work out? Like, are you working out like twice a day? What's going on right now?
So last week I just got back into working out because I was trying to get my body some rest, and because like I said, I took a lot of banging and stuff like that throughout the season. So I was just trying to get my body back healthy. And then so now I'm gonna start ramping up. Training while I'm here with Diligence Training.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm training with them, and then when I go back home, I'll train with my trainer at Jamie Swagler at Swagler's. Yep. So, and then I might go down to Florida to train down there. Like I did that during the summertime. Train with Perform, with Nick Hicks. He trains a lot of NFL players, big time college players and stuff like that. So that's definitely something I'm probably gonna do. But yeah.
So aside from sports, what do you personally expect out of yourself, or hope to gain? So let's say 40-year-old Nas is looking down and he sees you right now. What do you think he has accomplished by that age, or would like to do? It doesn't even have to be sports related.
Right. Definitely something I got to do with giving back to the community, my community. That's something I love to do. Giving back to the kids.
Is there anything you're doing for Christmas over there?
So I actually have been looking into. That's funny you say that, because I was just about to, make a post and see if there's any charity events or charities or like homeless shelters that need help or anything like that that I can help out. While I'm going to be home. But yeah, like when I'm at 40 years old, I just want to be able to say that I did what I was supposed to do, what God, put me out to do. Also, I would want to say, like, I had a positive impact on everyone's life that I came across, because that's a main reason. Like, I want to be remembered for my character, not just as who I am as an athlete first. You know what I mean? Because like your character, if you could be a great athlete, but if your character as a person is not good, people gonna remember you as your character. Yeah, he's a good athlete, but he was a horrible person.
Yeah.
So as you get older, I started to realize, it's not just all about what my accolades and my accomplishments are as a football player. It's more as who I am as a person. So I just want, people when I'm done with my career, whatever it is, just be like, first thing they say is, yeah, he's a great person. You know what I mean?
So where did this, if you don't mind me asking, did this core foundation of faith come from? Were your parents very religious?
My grandparents, I grew up in a church when I was younger and stuff.
Really?
Like that. So I always had, my grandparents had a church. So I always, been in that, spiritual thing with God and stuff like that. I actually started to fall away a little bit just because something happened like in the church and stuff like that. But as I got back to CCSU, my roommate, my best friend Gio, he's big on that, that church and God, the gospel and all that stuff, reading the Bible. And, so me and him have talks. A lot of people on my team, shout out to my boy Sean.
Shout out.
Yep, CJ.
Shout out.
Zay, and all those guys, because they really like this past couple years, like God has came. I'm building a better relationship with God, so that I definitely give a lot of props to them and a big shout out to them for helping me get back to, where I want to be and build my relationship with God. Still got a lot of stuff to work on with that relationship, but it definitely is like something that, okay, now it's in my head, like, this is what, build that relationship with God, because without God, none of this would be possible.
So because you have had this faith instilled in you at such a young age, have you? Because there's two ways that can go about this.
Right.
There's because of that, you're never ever gonna have like a setback because you know that like you're being tested, right? Like that whole aspect, like you can like believe that path. But has that ever happened to where it was forcing you so much that whenever something bad did happen, you were like, oh my God, like here we go again, type thing? Or has it been such a smooth sailing because you've had that faith on your back?
I want to say it's been smooth because like we all get tested, even the ones that is, big on the gospel, sure. But if you just believe, like, everything, I'm starting to, like, everything happens for a reason. Like, God, some things happen that are bad, but it's not always bad. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's good. You just don't know. And you, like, stuff may not happen on your time when you want it to happen, but it's just saying that it may not happen when you want it to happen, but it always happens on time. Like, God always, God is good all the time. So I'm not really, I got the faith in everything I do. But like I said, that faith in aspect, and I've always had faith in stuff that I do, and I always have faith in myself. But like it really started to grow like these past couple of years, this past year and a half, really, from going to Bible studies with them, the people I shouted out, them having the Bible study. So like just really understanding God's plans on this earth and what he set us out to do that's helped me out. So like, like I said, like we get tested like this past couple of months or something. I've been tested in certain situations and stuff like that. But like, if it wasn't for me getting into reading the Bible and me really with God, I probably would react different to certain things. But like I said, so like the faith aspect has definitely helped me out throughout the season and with this real life situation. Yeah,
my great uncle's a priest, so believe me, like, I know. I know all about that stuff. Yeah. So no, but that's really good. I encourage people. It doesn't even necessarily need to be religion in itself, but find I highly recommend that you find something that it's something to, I don't want to use the word fall back on, but it kind of helps. It gives you purpose in a way. Find your purpose, because if you're one of those people that's like, we die, that's it. Then what are you living for? Right. It kind of gives you a reason, like, to be the best person you can be. And at the end of the day, obviously, mystery of faith. We don't know what happens after, but we know that hell, we were the best possible people we could be during this time here. Nah, but I truly wish nothing but the best for you, man. You truly seem like someone that deserves everything that you've gotten up to this point, and that you hopefully will continue to get in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, do you remember what I told you right before the
question
started?
Something about the faith.
You think you're ready? I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Album and or music artist to recommend to the people.
The Wins and Losses by Meek Mill.
That's a good one. Do you have a favorite track off that album?
Probably The Wins and Losses.
That's what's up.
So there's a lot of stuff he said in there that was facts. So,
yeah. Nah, Meek was big in this area, but Connecticut. Yeah, Meek was huge in Connecticut back when I was in high school.
You know what he said? Wins and losses, it comes with being bosses. For real though.
No, absolutely. Next, we got, I think I know what you're going to say, movie and or show recommendations for the people.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Show, if you're bored, though, for a show, Walking Dead.
You're a Walking Dead guy?
I'm big
really?
Walking Dead, yeah.
Have you seen it all the way through, or did you ever stop? Really?
Yeah. I just finished season. I just finished the last season just last week or
like
the week and a half
the
ago.
final season? All right. What I'm going to recommend is that you, the viewer, skip ahead like 15, 30 seconds if you're still watching Walking Dead. I'm going to give you like a 5, 4. Okay, I have to say something real quick before. So, I stopped right after Negan.
Oh, okay.
Like, not when he had the bat. Not that. You know what I'm talking about. Like, when they took control over him.
Oh, yeah.
I stopped right then because then I heard that they killed this dude off, Rick. Yeah. When they killed him off, and then that's when.
That's
when they kind of lost.
You should keep watching it though.
I might have to.
You gotta keep.
It's a phenomenal show all the way up to that point. Oh my god.
You definitely got.
I believe you.
Into it, yeah.
Michonne with the freaking samurai. So
different.
Crazy work.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, some words of encouragement and/or wisdom to our lovely guests. And hey, you've dropped some dimes on us so far.
To the young kids, if any of the young kids is watching, just anybody too, just always believe in yourself. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do, and just keep going. Like, things aren't gonna go as always as planned, but just keep going, because you never know what God would do for you if you could just keep going. So yeah.
Very well said, my friend.
Yeah.
With that said, everybody has a story and it's still being written. I strive that everyone keeps pushing and keep going. God did, Hove did, and soon, eventually, Nas did too.
Facts.
My heart is with you all. Ciao for now. Peace.